Let's take a look at another sling bag. What's going on, everybody? This is Lamar with MFM Research, and today we've got this guy right here. This is the Cache L3 or the L3 Cache by Tactical Geek, and we're gonna take a look at it. It is smaller than 3 liters, so it won't fit in the perfect sling category, but as always, I like to use that same grading just to see how it would fare. And one thing to note before we begin, Tactical Geek did send this guy out to me for review, but we're still gonna go through the same process. So let's start off, as always, with the material and the hardware. All right, so there's 3 versions of the Tactical Geek L3 Cache Sling. There's a 500D Cordura version, and it's got waterproof zippers on the front. There's also an X-Pack version with the same waterproof zipper on the front. And what I've got here is the 1000D nylon. It still has the YKK zippers throughout. So I gave this guy a 6. It would have scored a little higher if it were the X-Pack or the Cordura versions, and also if I had an idea of what the interior denier was. So telling me that would have brought me up a point, but overall it's still a solid bag, quality hardware, no issues with it. So I think it's a good choice on the hardware front. So let's talk about organization and ease of access. On the front, you've got your compartments here where you could put some storage here, or you can use either hook and loop, or you can use MOLLE containers here for your storage type things. You could also clip some things here. This is considered MOLLE, but because it's off cut and this orientation, I don't really think it would fit a true MOLLE pouch well. To me, it's mostly designed for clipping pins and flashlights and stuff like that to it. I usually ran something through here. I ran a pin through here a couple times, and that works pretty well for something that you want quick access to. It's simple yet customizable, and I think that's my favorite layout in a sling, where it's as simple as you want if you don't want a lot of organization and you just want to stick your pouches in, or you can put pouches in and do all kind of things and make it as prescribed and organized as you want. And because of the hook and loop in here, you can fit it to your needs and kind of have the best of both worlds. And I really appreciate that. The loops in the front give you extra storage for some of those quick access items like a pen or a small flashlight or something like that. You could also do that with the MOLLE on the back if you want to, but it would have to be something a little bit thin. Because of the hook and loop, you could put Velcro pouches on the front. 2 little issues that I had with this guy were, 1, depending on what you put into the front slip pockets, if they were kind of larger, rectangular, like my battery bank or my Miu portable game console, those things kind of ate into the front a little bit and made it a little funny getting into, and I didn't feel like it was well protected sitting in the front right there. Also, on that back pocket, if it didn't zip close, if you had something a little bulky back there, it wouldn't close all the way flat. I had a bigger notebook in there to start. I had to switch out to something thinner just because I wanted that back part to close all the way. So now, on the back, there is padding, and they're pretty good padding, especially for a bag this size. It's pretty thick padding. You can't really see it very well, but it's pretty solid. It's not too firm. It's nice and soft. It's very similar to the shoulder strap, and we'll talk about the strap later as always. And then there's mesh as well to help keep you cool. For some reason, it's not that hot right now. It's May in Texas, and I can still wear a hoodie most days. Don't know what's going on with that, but I'll take it for right now. So when you're wearing it, it fits well in all configurations. It doesn't feel too bulky. It doesn't feel like it's out of place. It contours to your body like it needs to. It can go over the left shoulder, the right shoulder, across the front, across the back, no problem. And there's no hot spots. It didn't get in the way of what I was doing. And since we're talking about all that good stuff, while we're here, I give you the score. The score was a 7. It was pretty solid and comfortable, especially for the size of the bag. So this bag, it's got a tactical style. You're either gonna like that or not. Usually there's no in between. I think it's pretty consistent with the line. The name of the brand is Tactical Geek, so there's gonna be tactical influences somewhere in there. It comes in, I think this version comes in black or coyote tan. I think the Cordura has black and green, and then the X-Pack has alpine snow, camo, and pink. So depending on your colors, you may want to change which material you go with as well. All 3 options have black, so if you want a black sling, you just pick your material and then you roll. This shape and form factor is a very common shape for slings, and I think it's nice in the middle of the roll. It's not overly contoured, it's not overly off your body, and I think it works pretty well. So I think for me, the score on this guy would really depend on whether you like that tactical look in a sling, and I'll say tactical-ish look. Because, I mean, there's more bags with more MOLLE and all that stuff on there, And so you either like this or you don't. And I think for me, I like the look. So I gave it a 7. It's subjective. I think the design works well, so not too bad. So let's talk about the versatility. This is a very versatile bag. You can wear it across either shoulder, across the front of your body or the back of your body or around your waist, or you can ditch the straps altogether. If you've got a MOLLE compatible bag, you can strap it there as well. You can strap it to a car in one of those, strap it to a car, a seat, like I said, another bag. Options are endless with that, so you got tons of versatility. You can use it inside another bag if you want to. So I think the versatility is really solid. I don't think it fits a tablet very well. I think it might fit a Switch, but you have to be careful because I don't really think it has any protection for it if you put it in there. And if you want to put a protective case on there, you'd have to have a really thin, low profile case for that to work. I gave this Sling the score of a 9 because I'd say the versatility is pretty good. The only thing I took away from it is I wish I could have got a tablet in here, but otherwise I think it's pretty good. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm probably, when this video is done, not even gonna use this bag as a sling, even though the strap is pretty good, and we'll talk about that later. I have another idea that I want to use this bag for in the future, and check out a future video for that. Let's talk about the size. So this Sling is 2.4 liters. It's 12.6 by 6.5 by 2, and I couldn't really find anything for the weight, but it doesn't feel any heavier or lighter than any other slings out there, especially along this size. So the bag came in at 2.4 liters. It felt a lot bigger than that. It felt 3 to 4 liters or something like that. And I don't mean that as a bad thing. It just felt like there was more space in the bag than the 2.4 liters would suggest. It didn't feel bulky or cumbersome or anything like that. The size was pretty good. It just felt like I could hold more in here than I thought I would be. And with that, the score I gave it was a 7. So let's talk about availability. You can really get this guy in one of 2 places. You can go to the Tactical Geek website, or you can get it on Amazon Prime. In my case, I saw it for next day delivery. And because of that, I can get it almost as fast as I want to. I gave the score for availability a 9. One thing I would keep an eye out on is the price difference between what's on Amazon and what's on the store, because sometimes I noticed some sales that were different on the site than on the Amazon website. All right, let's talk about the strap. All right, it's time for probably the most important category to me, and that is the strap. So let's talk about the strap and how it compares, because I think it does a lot right. So it's got the smooth seatbelt webbing right here as the main strap. I like that. You got a central pivoting buckle that gives you the option to detach it if you need to right from there. If you're wearing it across your front, you can detach it from your chest. On the back, you can look at it. It's got the, I think they call it hexard for attaching the straps. So you got this big one right here, and then the small one right here. You've got loops right here, and then the double loops right here. You can use this to switch the orientation. You can flip the strap around. And the other thing is you have this strap pad. It is padded, very comfortable and padded. It has a couple loops so you can add stuff to it as well. I didn't do that too much. I did put the fixed blade on here for a minute, but that wasn't my favorite just because where it sat on my shoulder and trying to reach it didn't work as well. And one thing, you can get this all the way across from one side of the strap to the other. It takes a little work getting around the buckle, but you can move it. It is free floating. You can take it off. It's not a super simple take it off, but it can be done. Takes a couple seconds really, not that bad. There is no strap keeper, but you can kind of consider it having one embedded through the pad, because the strap, and let's see if I can get to it, it is under. So yeah, the strap is right there, and it's usually tucked in here, no problem. So you don't have to really worry about the strap dangling anywhere. This strap is right up there, almost having everything I would want on a strap in a sling bag. First of all, it's quick detachable. You can remove it completely. It's comfortable, and you can adjust the length pretty quickly. But you got to be careful of that where you put the shoulder pad, because sometimes it covers the adjustment. But luckily I can set it and forget it. And because of the quick release, adjusting it isn't as big of an issue getting it on and off. You can just unclip it and go about your business. The only thing that works against it are these guys right here. Get it out, move out the way nice so you can see it. They are actually bulky for what you'd see on the Sling, about this size. I know this is this kind of configuration, I got it, but there's other solutions that you could use to give that same level of versatility with the smaller footprint. Other than that, this strap is pretty solid. All right, so let's talk about the value. On the website, it comes in about 50 bucks. And on Amazon, it comes in about 55 bucks. That's on average, and this is for the nylon version. Sometimes it's cheaper. Sometimes you'll find it on sale. There's usually a discount if you join their email list. So bringing that down to about $45 on the website. There's free shipping a lot of times too. So that's something to factor in when you're talking about value as well, that final price that you can get this guy for. We could talk about the other versions. I got slightly different thoughts on that, but for this version right here that we're reviewing today, I think the value is pretty solid and I'm gonna give it a 7. Yes, and speaking of coupons, Tactical Geek did give me a coupon code, so that's gonna be in the description as well. So if you're interested in this guy and you wanna get the best price possible, go ahead and hit that description. So let's go through some of the nice to haves. These aren't things that are scored, but they are what I consider tiebreakers if I need to score or if I'm rating in the future. So let's start. There is mesh back padding back here. It's pretty well padded and there's good mesh back here. There is no grab handle. You can put a water bottle inside. I put one of those little rectangular water bottles in here once and it worked just fine. Because I have everything on the sides, it fit in the middle, no problem. Or you could just fit a small water bottle down here with the shot cord. There's a hook and loop section on the front for your patches. And you can also use some additional hook and loop storage on there as well. And like you'll see in the loadout, you also have it in here that works right in there as well. I skipped one. So on the back, this is what they consider their CCW pocket. You can put a holster, one of those hook and loop holsters back here. But because this isn't rigid enough for me, I don't know if I would carry one back here, but you could. There's enough space, but there would be some modifications that would need to be made before you use this for concealed carry if you're gonna go that route. And then on the front, this is, I thought I had in my notes that there was another spot where the logo was, but this is the only logo that I see and it's very small. You could cut this off if you really didn't want a logo, or you could black it out if you didn't want to cut it off. All right, so let's take a look at how I loaded out the L3 cache. So the thinking behind it is it's a bag I take with me when I'm going out with the kids for their events. So if it's swim or volleyball or piano, or it looks like karate is soon to be the next thing to come up. So while I'm sitting there watching the kids doing that, this is a bag that'll cover things that I may need during that to pass the time, or if they need something, or if I need to do something else while I'm there. So I have a couple things in here to, one, demonstrate what I have in here, and in a couple cases, demonstrate the capability, and in one case, I'm testing something else out while I've been using this bag. So we'll cover all those things as we get to it. So starting on the outside, the first thing you're gonna notice is I use the shot cord because I wanted to demonstrate the shot cord with my little tripod here. And this is the Ulanzi tripod. I usually use this on the go, or I use it if I'm shooting in the garage. It fits on here, no problem, just fits in all the loops like that. So we put that in there and it worked just fine. You could either put a water bottle over here or an umbrella right there too. So I do like that extra capability. So on the front, on the outside, I've just got the little, I forgot what this thing is even called now. It's been that long. I got this in the County Con bag, just handles little tasks. It'll open a box, all kind of stuff real quick, scrape some tape off or something like that. So I just have it right there, quick and easy, just on the front. I've got a couple patches. It was recently May the 5th, then Revenge of the 6th. So got to represent right there, Carpe Diem, Tomorrow's Not Promised, and got to represent Black Panther. Figured with the color of this bag, I had to have some Black Panther on here somewhere. So then going on the back, I snuck in my little pepper spray, pond pepper spray, that I started carrying after they sent me some. Been liking that. I had it tucked right in here on this little loop, but it kept falling. I liked how it was tucked right in there and I can get to it quickly. So, but I ended up having to move it in here instead. It doesn't make much of a difference. It's just more secure and you don't notice it, and still easy to get to it if I need it. Back here, I've just got one of those thin little traveler's notebooks. And I think is this the one? I might have switched it out, but yes, comes with kid drawings in it. So let my son use this the other day and he was drawing on it. So that's one of the things I use my notebooks for, is to give my son something to do when we're out and about. And I think that's it in here. And then back here. It already fell off, but I did have this. I'm testing this guy out. We'll show you this later. We'll just pull it out. Just a slight little spoiler. One of my first good size fixed blades, and I didn't realize that it had the following it did, but yes, that is the fixed blade drop bear. I think I'm gonna do a review on that next. Got some thoughts on that. First time carrying a fixed blade, and I like it. So then here, I was running another experiment, and we won't go inside yet. We'll just move this over. I had the little Key Unity mini knife on the carabiner. I was testing out an idea that I had of using different things instead of paracord or just the zipper pulls as they are, just using different items to go with your zipper pulls to maybe increase the capability, add something here or there. So I tried a flashlight, I tried this guy, and then I was gonna try a couple other things as well. May do a video discussing that concept and some of my brainstorming later. So then let's go in the front. There might not be much in here because this is usually where I put my phone. A little candy wrapper in there, take that out. And then I just have my flashlight in here too. This is the SC13A from Sofern. Wanted a nice compact light. I really think the best light in almost every video that I've seen covering this guy and some of the social media posts had the Olight O-clip right on here. I was waiting on the price to drop on it again to pick me up one too. Still hadn't dropped yet, but I'm still gonna pick one up too. I think it fits perfect right out here on the front. And then here's usually where I kept my phone and my AirPods. The phone is being used for recording right now. Here are my AirPods. They were in my pocket, so they weren't in the bag at the time. Brand new case for the AirPods. Not really sure if I'm a fan. I think I missed the sleek approach of the Nomad one that I had, but I do like some of the features on it. So got that. So now I think that's it on here. Going on the inside. So we'll start from the back and work our way this way. So here, just got a little power bank. SOG power bank. And then this was also from the County Com haul. This is just a little zipper pouch. And inside, I've got a few of those expandable sanitizing wipes in here. One of my new favorite EDC finds. I had 4 in here. It's 3 in there now. Just used one yesterday. So that's what this bag is for, just to hold those in there and keep them organized. So then here is the wallet I've been using lately. This is the zip card wallet. I'll put it in the description. It's by Alpaca. It's orange. It's bright. I really like it. I think I'm going to do a video talking about these two. I don't have a lot in here. I just have 4 cards, key fob, and then from the County Com video, another thing has made it in. And this is just the bolt action pen. So now I think that's all that's in here. And then I just threw this in here, just one of the little extra USB C to C charging cables. Use those for the battery bank and stuff like that. But if I want to do, so I'll just take this pouch out. And so I've been really trying to find what to use this small pouch for. So I stuffed some stuff in here just to see that I had it in the bag already, but I just put it in here to try to organize it a little bit. And it just stuck on the Velcro spot right here. There's a size in between this one and this one, but I just have this one. We'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. So I just had my little safety whistle in here. This was one of the other things I was thinking about using as a zipper pull. And then I have, you've seen these in a ton of my videos, one of my mini USB-C to USB-C cables. If I need to do some charging, I'm going this guy. But if I'm trying to transfer files, I'm going with one of these. And then also, we talked about this already. I've covered this before. I took this out of my hub pouch video that I just did, and I put this in here as well, just testing stuff to go in here. So this is just my little mini Altoid 10 with 3D printed organizer that, again, I'll put the link for that in the description as well. And then that's what went in here. I'm not necessarily a fan of this little container. Let me know, Tactical Geek, let me know what you guys envision for this little guy. I wish we were a little bit bigger, but then it encroaches upon the middle size. And then in the big one, I've had this one before. I snatched this one out of my, I think the nutsack pouch that I had. This is part of my 2025 EDC. It's just another one of the pouches, and it's just got some hand cream, different wipes, hand sanitizer, lip balm, couple things in there just to keep you clean, keep you fresh, keep you moisturized, and prevent spills. So that's all that's it in there. And I won't take all this stuff out because we've covered that before. And I'll link in the description any video I've recommended just so you can see some of that stuff in further detail. The only other thing I'll mention is I liked using the Velcro pouches here, but Tactical Geek sells a grid organizer that will fit right in here that I think might even be better suited for something like this. Instead of using the pouches, you could have a pouch on the side and then have the grid organizer here and organize some of your stuff and keep everything out of there. So now let's talk about what I like about this bag. First of all, it's one of the few slings out there that actually stands up on its own. Not a deal breaker, but it's nice when you see it. One of the best straps I've seen in a sling bag so far. I think a hook and loop panel on the inside to let me add whatever pouches or adjustments that I want as far as organization. I think they're starting to grow into my favorite configuration for a sling. I really like the back panel on this guy. I like that it has mesh, I like that it has padding, and I like that it has a MOLLE insert. Those are all good things that make it comfortable and versatile. Again, gotta talk about this strap. Gotta talk about the fact that it's ambidextrous and you can remove it. I think the style on this guy is tactical-ish, and I think that's a plus if you don't want to go too tactical but want some of that tactical influence styling. I think this is a good bag for that. I think the shock cord on the bottom is nice. You can put your umbrella there, and I think that's nice, and gives you the opportunity for a water bottle. Even though it's a small one, slings accommodating for a water bottle is usually hard to come by, so I really like adding that on the bottom. And the fact that it feels a little bigger than I expected is pretty cool too. All right, so now let's talk about some of the areas where I think this sling can improve. First, the strap, while almost perfect, I really wish they'd go to a smaller attachment point. Something like some gatekeeper clips or some G-hooks would give you such a smaller profile, and I really wish that it would go that route. If we're gonna go this route with the strap, maybe on the website offer some adapters so you can just plug and play if you wanna clip this on a bag. I think they actually have a bag on their site that this sling clips to, but maybe something you can just quick connect on there and not have to use a MOLLE if you don't want to, but if not, the MOLLE works as well. Another thing I suggest is maybe have the shoulder strap easier to detach and maybe offer others. So there's different ones with different colors. You might want to mix and match or something like that to give you that opportunity to not have to buy a whole nother sling bag if you want to try a different color shoulder bag. I'm fine with the black on black, but some people might want to switch it up a little bit. I know the X-Pack version has it, but I wish a contrast interior was on this guy as well. I should have used a flashlight like I normally do for the black interiors, but it's not that big, but I'd still like to see that contrast interior. The zipper pulls, there's only a few of them. Give me some paracord on there. Again, I point that out just because it's something that I think it can be improved with, but it's something that I can do myself. I can probably do it as soon as this video is over. I wish the internal organization was changed just a little bit. Keep the hook and loop section the same. Maybe do something a little different with the slip pockets on the inside. Give them a different shape or something like that. Maybe two smaller, like some pin loops or something like that. Maybe some stretch mesh, something like that as well would work. Just something a little different on that inside. If you're going to make it a CCW bag, if that's what you want to do, give me a little more rigidity in that back pad. It's padded well enough, but just maybe a little insert to give it a little bit of structure, a little bit more structure, and I think it'd be a little bit better as a bag. Like I say every time we talk about concealed carry, not my jam in a sling, but if you're looking for something like that, I think it's something you need to know. These little loops right here, make them bigger. Give me some bigger loops on there. And then the last thing on the back right here, instead of giving me hook and loop right there, make that a zipper. I'd appreciate that. That way this closes down flat. You wouldn't have to worry about it. You can put something a little oversized and not have to worry about it poking out. And that's about it. So now let's talk about the score because we rated it. It's a 68 raw score coming in at a score of 75.5. That's a pretty solid score. I think the key driving factors to make that score that high would be the versatility of this bag, being able to use it in multiple configurations and multiple setups, and the availability being on Amazon and being able to get to you pretty quickly. Have you had your eyes on the L3 Cash by Tactical Geek? If you are, take a look in the description. Like I said before, there's a link, no extra cost to you. It does help the channel out a little bit, and there's a discount code to save yourself a little bit of money. If not, check out some of my other sling videos, some of my other recommendations, and always take care of yourselves, take care of each other. I'm Lamar with MF and Research, and I'm out.